Okay, I'd like to call the meeting of the Murray City Council to order. We'll begin by having our Pledge of Allegiance. I've asked our librarian, Kim Fong, to lead us.
We'll all rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let's, seeing no scouts out there, let me move to the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I will. I was just looking for those, Dave. Sorry. There's none. Oh,
Oh, there are none.
no wonder
Okay.
everyone was head.
That was-
Hey, sure, set me
It's
up for
easy.
that, huh?
That was easy. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. We'll now move to our special recognitions. Murray City Council Employee of the Month, Weena Quinn, Accounts Payable Technician for the Finance Department. Brett Hales and Denise Steck will be presenting.
I'll do mine real quick and then your deal. Weena, come on up. Come right here. Yeah, right on. We would like to recognize, we started the tradition about, I want to say 4 years ago, I don't know, it's been quite a while ago, where the council has an employee of the month, and this is awesome. You've been here 1 year.
Yes.
That's kind of cool, getting employee of the month after 1 year. And I know your previous boss, isn't he here, Justin? I thought I saw him walk in. Oh, he's right there. Anyway, welcome, Justin. Anyway, I know he would have highly recommended, and I think it's awesome that Denise has. So, but as a council, we'd like to present you with this $50 gift card,
Thank you.
and then this here for you, and then a certificate signed by the council, and then we're going to have your name on that plaque back there. And I understand that you say your last name. You spell your last name. Don't say it. Just spell it.
QIU.
Well, that's easy. Chew.
Yes.
I had to ask, Dave. I was prepared for that. So anyway, so we'd like to congratulate you and say thanks for all you do. And we know that, and Denise will go into more, but we know you're a hard worker from what Denise said. So give her a round of applause.
I have only been at the city for a few months, but when I was asked to nominate an Employee of the Month, Weena was the first person that came to mind. I've been here for almost 2.5 months, and every day when we walk in, Weena is full of positivity, a smile. Her skill and expertise with her accounting degree is impeccable. I can ask her to do anything, and she takes it on, researches it, finishes it exactly as I would have asked her to, and I don't even have to ask or give her details. She does a great job for our staff. She's the front line for Murray City's finance department, and so she sees most people within that come into our department, and she's their first impression, and I'm very proud of that first impression, and she does wonderfully for our department. She keeps us organized, she keeps us on task, and when I don't show up to a meeting on time, she calls me and gets me there. So, and I have talked to the mayor's office, and there was a point in time when they needed some assistance with some of their accounts payable, and Weena stepped right up and said, I have extra time and I can do it. And that's not because her schedule's not full, but it's because she's so efficient at what she does that she's able to take on more. The other day, just a quick story, she came to my office and she goes, I need more work, I need more work. I said, like permanently or temporarily? And she said, no, I only have an hour, but I need more work. I can't just sit there for an hour. I appreciate that because there's a lot more that can be done, and sometimes I don't want to push it off on somebody that I know already has enough hours of work. But Weena just finds time in her day to take on those extra tasks. So we appreciate all that she contributes to Murray every day.
Thank you.
Whew.
I'm nervous. Okay, that I feel better. The first thing is I really thank my Justin because he hired me and he gave me a chance to join the really nice and a wonderful family in Marie. And I really thank you, my coworker. And every time I need help or have questions, and they will help me, and without any negative attitudes. And really great and a big group for me. And also other department, when I have a question, I ask them, even though I speak English with my accent, but they are so nice. They are giving me, sometimes they will teach me how to pronounce, make my word really perfectly. But I'm really, really appreciate and everyone to help me and nice to me. And I just think the family in Marie City is my really good opportunity and really my career, I think, jumped to really, how to say, it's a big jump in my career because I have a nice, really nice coworker and all the employee. And thank you, and also mayor. And he's really nice. He gave me welcome hugs and a welcome word and made me feel I'm so welcomed. And everybody, and I remember the first day Justin bring me to the different department. They just like, oh, welcome, Wina. I said like, oh, I feel I'm so famous. And you know what? Today I feel like I'm more famous. I feel like I'm in Hollywood. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I want to just take another moment. Our entire staff from our department's here, so I wanted to take a moment to introduce them all to you because they don't show up to this meeting very often, but they're here to support Weena. So Nate Plazier is our brand new senior accountant. You want to stand up, Nate? I stole Nate from UTA. He was there 3 weeks, and I stole him. I know. It was a coup. And he's doing a great job managing fixed assets and a lot of other things in our department, special projects and accounts receivable. Joanne is right here. Joanne Miller manages our payroll, which you all know Joanne.
We love
And
her.
Brenda is right here. But we all really appreciate Weena and all that she does. And thank you for building this family, Justin, because they're great to manage. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Denise, we're going to have Weena introduce her family.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes,
I was going to
please.
introduce them for her. Do you want me to introduce them? Okay, so her daughter is Yao Li Chu. This is Yao Li. She's 8, right, Yao Li? And she's very tall for being 8. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to outgrow me, which might not be hard. And then Weena's mother is Guali. How'd I do? And then her stepfather is Don, and they are here to support Weena as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, Denise. We're now at the portion of our meeting where we take citizen comments. I want to alert you that the public hearing scheduled for this evening, we will not be having that. So if you came for the public hearing, you'll want to speak during citizen comments. So with that, we will now turn our time over to the audience. Please feel free to come forward, and you're given 3 minutes. Thank you.
Mr. Nick Ponsky?
Yes,
Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce it quite right.
you got it right.
Good, thank you. My name is Mr. Delenn Barney. I live at 4902 South Box Elder Street, Murray, Utah. Today's date is July 18th, and this is an open letter. Dear Mayor, council members, mayoral and council candidates, ladies and gentlemen, and especially citizens of Murray City, I have some concerns that are centered around government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and our freedom to vote. Property for a future site of a new city hall has been purchased using redevelopment money and some of the property owners face possible future eminent domain, forcing them to move out of their businesses if they do not sell. A bond was paid off early, and the money that had been
We're going to take care of that.
Thank you. The money that had been for that was going to, a bond was paid off early, and the money that had been for that is going to be used to pay for City Hall plans. All of this without approval of the people or vote by the people. I am glad that when I have paid off my debts, that my creditors value me and do not continue collecting money from me. The Murray Mansion was purchased by the redevelopment agency for a future museum, and later some green space will be added. It seems to me that a city hall could be built behind this one and have Murray Park as a very large green space. Again, the people of Murray City were not asked or allowed to vote. The Vine Street Church, now a former school, faces demolition to build an assisted living center, much to the objection of local citizens. I felt demoralized, demeaned at the certificate of appropriateness meeting. At the end of the meeting, the individual in charge reminded us how many times we repeated the same thing, something that he told us not to do, like a parent scolding minor children. Was the committee really listening to us? Not long ago, the city council was asked to and approved the weekly pickup of green waste, which I stood in favor of. However, if this city council does not see the benefit of saving structures that binds one generation to another, nor values the input and vote of its citizens, then what good is it for me to recycle for this or a future generation? What does it matter to me, or why does it matter to me? I was taught that our government was and is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and I value my freedom and our freedom to vote. Sincerely, Mr. Barney. And right now I have a prior obligation I have to go to, so I'm going to leave at this time. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Lim. Any others? Okay, please come forward.
I just wanted to let some of you know, I don't know how many people in the room or how many of the council members know about these great blankets that the city has made. Maybe,
Kathleen, would you come state your name and your area for the record,
Okay.
so we can get it in the
Kathleen
minutes?
Stanford, I'm at 487 East Vine Street.
Thank you. We need to do that for the minutes. Thanks, Blair.
So, as you can see, this is the old city hall. This was right on State Street, just north of Vine Street, about in the parking lot where the Home 2 Suites are, was this city hall. Some of the other buildings are here, of course, the Cahoon Mansion, the Murray Central School. The Murray Central School was right behind here, behind this building here. There's the smokestacks, the Murray First Ward, Day Murray Music. This is the opera house they had. They had culture back then. So this is the Carnegie Library, the Murray Baptist Church. So the Murray, this city hall was designed by a man named Niels Edward Liljenberg. And in fact, my great-great-grandfather had an office in this building because he was the mayor of Murray. That 100 years ago, he served the term in Murray from 1916 to 1917, and his office was here. So anyways, this is a great blanket. So we actually from Preserve Murray wanted to present our mayor, whom we love very much, and we're so appreciative of what he's done for us. We wanted to present him one of these blankets. Would you rather have red or blue? And I can pull that the red one a little bit better. There.
For convenience, I'll take the blue one.
So,
Thank you very much.
thank you so much for what you've done with us, Mayor Iyer.
Thank you, Kathleen. Be sure to state your name and your address before you share.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kat Martinez. I live at 1165 West Brandonwood Drive. And I'm here to ask the council to consider changing the ordinance on backyard chickens. I run a home daycare here in Murray, and I really like teaching the children about where their food comes from. We have a beautiful garden. We grow vegetables, especially now with obesity rates being so high. I think it's really important to have them outside and in nature, and I would really, really love to have some backyard chickens. And after doing some research on other towns nearby, other cities, most, I don't want to say all because I'm sure I'm missing one, but everyone that I found allows 2 to 3 chickens for a lot that's 5,000 square feet or larger. And I would really like Murray City to consider changing our ordinance to be more in line with the cities around us. I live 3 houses from Taylorsville, and I know they have chickens, and I know many of my neighbors don't know they're not supposed to have chickens. They just think because all the other cities and the county rule is that they can have them, but I know many do. I know one neighbor had chickens for almost a whole year before I even knew she had them because they're really not a nuisance, and with proper ordinance, it's, if anything, going to keep the chickens safer and the people safer, having rules to follow by them rather than people having them not knowing they're not supposed to. And yeah, we've lived in our house here in Murray for about 2 years, in Murray for 4 years. My husband's a Murray native. He grew up here. And we really, really love the city, and he would really love to build me a chicken coop. So I would really like the council to consider that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marianne Christensen, I live at 583 East Benbow Street. I'm here, I know it's not on the agenda, but I'm here because I'm really saddened and dismayed about the decision to allow the Murray First Ward building to be torn down. And the reason why I decided to speak, even though it's not on the agenda, is because my feeling, attending some of the meetings where that determination was made, my feeling was that this council is more concerned about new building in Murray than they are old buildings in Murray. And I appreciate Kathleen for showing us that blanket, because I want to buy one now. But it's really sad to me that so many of those, that so many people, if they ever want to see the First Ward building again, it'll be on a blanket that they buy from the city. I really would like Murray to be preserving more of its buildings, and a couple of mountains doesn't count. This was a community building, and it could be a community building. I kept hearing the figure 5-point-something million that it would take to renovate and preserve that building. But I've also heard that some architects have looked at it and that it could be more like 1.5 million actually. So I don't know who's getting lied to, but it sounds to me like that 5 million plus figure was just a scare tactic. So I really would love to see the city move forward doing their due diligence to find out about true costs of keeping old buildings, to find out about historic preservation grants that are available, to find out about loans or bonding to make it possible. It's so important to bind us to our past, otherwise we're just another busy city. And it's our past that gives us our sense of community, and I really feel like, especially this, I'm right down Vine Street, and this area of Murray, right around the corners of Vine Street and State Street, has changed so much, and I haven't liked any of the changes that have been made. So please, 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 please consider being more preservation minded going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Laura Strobel. I live at 4912 Wasatch Street. My perspective of historical Murray comes from being a child in this great city. I am privileged to have grown up in an inviting and friendly city environment. What made me, as a child, feel that I belong in the city of Murray is the historic architecture. The stories shared from older residents of the history of the area made me feel that it's not such a scary or intimidating world, but that many people and generations are a part of the ground I walk on every day. The special feeling the historic architecture of Murray City brings to youth cannot be preserved by demolition or a plaque on a wall. A city that is rooted in its history is hard to come by in the West, and many young people are not able to experience the wholesome growing up experience of a historic community. Why would it be wise to tear down history and build new developments like what happens so commonly in this age? Murray City still has the potential to be attractive and unique in the midst of overdeveloped communities, provided the historic architecture that exists in the city is cared for and restored rather than bulldozed. I hope for the young generation of Murray that they can have the same opportunity to grow up in history as I have been privileged with. This results in growing generations that love their city and have a cause to protect it, as I do myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andrea Stavrakakis. I live at 5576 Dunbarton Drive. I'm a new Murray resident. We just bought the home in October, and we are loving Murray. It's, for lack of a better word, darling. To get more acquainted with my surroundings and kind of get a little bit more settled in, we took the historic home tour, the historic architecture tour a few months ago that left from the parking lot out here. We drove around for, I think, 2 hours, and I was amazed at the breadth of architecture. We did move out here because of the neighborhoods, and the setting is so beautiful. And I was really quite surprised on the tour at how many beautiful homes and beautiful areas there were, and the neighborhoods that really had a cohesive architectural statement. But I was also surprised at how many buildings they pointed out that were slated to be bulldozed or were going to be lost and not preserved. So I felt like I did want to come tonight and voice my support for preservation. And that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, does that bring us to the conclusion of our citizen comments? If you come to the microphone and give us your name and address, please.
My name is Wendy Perkins. I live at 567 East Vine Street. I'm Canadian. I am new to Utah. Not really, 19 years here because I just love it. So what I've basically said to people is I'm from everywhere. I've seen many things, from jungles to deserts. Each place has its beauty, from nature and from the buildings and the architecture, the history. I love Murray. It blows me away. I walk in Murray Park. The river overflowed. It didn't matter. People had blankets out. We're picnicking, taking lots of pictures. Built a beautiful retaining wall, I guess, and sort of controlled the river. Very classily done. It's beautiful. Rose garden there. Murray Park is awesome. Wheeler Farms, it blows my mind. I love it. Winter, spring, summer, fall over there. You can walk your dog. You're treated respectfully here. You've got this great big new high school, a beautiful new middle school. Kids from everywhere, people from everywhere. Mount Vernon, I kept driving by, and I had no idea what it was. I've Googled the heck out of it. I can't find anything really about it. I was blown away by the fact that it was a Carnegie Free Library. That's awesome. And I worked at, you may know Marissa's Books. there for 3 or 4 years, and honestly, people came from everywhere because we had a lot of really old books. And they lived here, they lived there, they lived everywhere, and they came to Murray because of this little bookstore. And this little bookstore has a huge historical section, lots of local architecture, lots of local things. It's a beautiful place. This Mount Vernon is a jewel, and if it disappears, well, who knows? I'm going to stay, go, whatever. But if it disappears, it'll be a very sad thing, because I know that you're saving the library, and I know that it's changed from somebody that was written, Janice, I think. But if you can hang on to the good stuff, then the hospitals and all the rest of it are beautiful too. But if you can hang on to these little treasures and keep them beautiful and keep people curious, you've got 10 out of 10. So that's it.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes our citizen comment. We'll now move to the consent agenda. We're going to do things a little differently this evening. We're going to defer to the mayor on 2 of the confirmations, which are 2 new appointments, 7.5 and 7.6. So, Mayor?
Thank you very much, Councilman Naponsky. I appreciate the opportunity to do this tonight. And the reason I've asked for this deferment is because 2 of those people are here with us tonight, and so we would like to highlight them while they're here. So the first confirmation is for Vicki Matsumuri, if she would please stand, along with her little granddaughter Lily, if she would stand also. We just say a few kind words about Vicki. I'm going to be asking tonight for a confirmation consideration for her to be, not Lily, but Vicki, to be assigned to the Murray Library Board of Trustees. And I can tell you, when we received a letter from Vicki saying that she would love to serve the city in this way, we were ecstatic in the mayor's office, and we rushed to make sure that that confirmation was filled as quickly as we could. Many people in this room and many people in the city of Murray know the Matsumuri family very well. They are very well established and a wonderful family in our community. Many of you know her husband Jim and or her son Dustin, and have worked with him. However, in the Matsumuri family, Jim was never referred to as, or excuse me, Vicki was never referred to as Jim's wife. It was kind of the other way around. It was Jim was Vicki's husband, and the same with Dustin. So Vicki has a special place in the heart of Murray, and we're just thrilled to death that she is willing to serve the city in this way on the Board of Trustees for the library. So thank you very much. And next, I'd like to ask Justin Zollinger. Most of us might recognize him in this room. Justin served this city for 8 years, was it? About 5 years. And as our finance director, and did a fabulous job during those 5 years. All of us know and love and respect him so much, and appreciate all of his work for the city that he's done. And so once again, even though he left his position in the city of Murray, we were thrilled to death to see that he wanted to continue with community involvement in the city. And so I'd like to also ask for your consideration of the confirmation of Justin Zollinger to the Murray Library Board of Trustees as well. And thank you very much, Justin, for doing that. And then Councilman Naponsky, on the rest of these, I just noticed that there's 1 or 2 people that might be in the audience. And so instead of reading through each one of the other 7, if it's appropriate, and I might defer to Frank here if it is or not, I could just go through their names and what commission or board that they're on, and we could
Sure.
take that as a group. Would that be all right?
I think
Frank?
that would be fine, Mayor.
Okay. Donetta Mitchell, if she's here, if she could please stand. And she's on the Murray City Ethics Commission. Thank you very much. And Jenny Martin, Peter Wright, Jenny Martin is on the Murray Heritage Center Advisory Board. Peter Wright is on the Murray Heritage Center Advisory Board. Tracy Black to the Murray Library Board of Trustees. Pepper Pearson to the Murray Library Board of Trustees. And Nick Skeen to the Murray Library Board of Trustees. So all of these I would like to ask for your confirmation on those other 7, which are reappointments to those existing positions.
Bring this back to the council. I've been advised by our legal counsel that we can do this in one motion. If someone would like to make a single motion for the entire consent agenda, that would be appropriate.
Mr. Chair, I would move,
Oh, did I
We
miss
forgot
one?
to mention her.
I'm sorry, I missed
Okay.
her. Sorry.
Thank you, Janet.
okay, I'll move approval of the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, that concludes our business on the consent agenda. We'll now move to public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I-
Number 8, but we're going to take a motion to remove that for this evening. But go ahead, Blair. Yeah, no, that's
I'm
good.
sorry, you were rolling. I just wanted to take just a second, and I think with all these appointments and reappointments to these boards and commissions, to say thank you to all those who are serving on these boards and commissions. It's no small matter. There is so much volunteer work that's done, and we really appreciate all the work that's done. So I just thought it would be appropriate to take a minute and just say thank you.
Well, thank you, Councilman. Any others?
I will ditto
Okay.
that.
Same here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're very fortunate, Murray, to have such a fantastic pool of qualified candidates to draw from. So, okay, back to the public hearing. It's been brought to my attention that we will not be having this hearing this evening, but Frank has advised me that we should have a motion.
Could I comment on
Yes,
that?
please.
For those who are here for the public hearing, I've conferred with the mayor, with the finance director, Denise Stack, Blaine Hackey, who's the general manager of the power department, Tim Tingy. We've also sought outside advice from our title people, and concluded that we were in negotiations regarding this purchase, and I've run into too many issues, and we felt that it would not be appropriate at this time to do a budget amendment, transfer funds if this deal is not and may not occur. We're still working on it, but there are just so many hurdles. So the mayor's mayor's office and his staff is asking for a postponement indefinitely of this item, and should we negotiate a deal, we will come here before the council and ask for a transfer of the funds. But for now, we see no value in doing that at this time.
Okay, thank you, Counselor. If I can have a motion for postponing this indefinitely.
I'll move that we postpone the ordinance to an indefinite date.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. We have no unfinished business, so we'll now move to new business. Consider an ordinance amending sections 2.04 and .070, 2.08, .030, 2.09, .080, and 2.66.010 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to vacancies in city elected offices, vacancies in and filing the office of Justice Court Judge, and the definition of campaign contributions. Frank Nakamura presenting.
Yes, as I stated in a committee of the whole meeting last Tuesday, we are asking that these changes be made in response to the 2017 legislative session where they passed House Bill 160, House Bill 186, and Senate Bill 169. These are amendments to address vacancies in office. They primarily are concerned about residency, that is, time away from in a secondary residence versus a primary residence. Again, no issues here in Murray City about this, but apparently the legislature found that issues in other areas, this was happening. So they have defined primary, secondary residence, how long you could be absent without creating a vacancy in a secondary residence, also giving the council the authority to extend or grant exceptions. This also, new legislation dealt with the definition of contributions, political contributions. I think it was simply to clarify and be more specific as to what contributions were allowed and reportable. And then the legislation also dealt with vacancies in the Justice Court judge. I don't think it changed that much. We were pretty aware of the process should there be a vacancy in the judgeship. So again, this is in reaction to the new legislation that was passed in this last legislative session on vacancies in elected office and in the Justice Court judge.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion that we approve an ordinance amending sections 2.04.070, 2.08.030, 2.09.060, and 2.66.010 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to vacancy and city elected offices vacancy and filling the office of Justice Court Judge and the definition of campaign contributions.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded.
Mr. Camp?
Aye.
Mr. Brass?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Held?
Aye.
Mr. Okonski?
Aye. Thank you. We'll now turn our time over to the mayor and his report.
You just have several items, about 3 items this evening. The first one is to let you know that with regards to our amphitheater, many of you know that our amphitheater, the opening of the amphitheater was set back sometime because of some construction delays. However, the amphitheater will be, the newly remodeled amphitheater, which will be absolutely beautiful, will be opened for the Music Man starting on July the 27th, running through August the 3rd, with the exception of Sunday, July the 30th. And it will start at 8 p.m. So we would like to see an awful lot of people come out there and enjoy our brand new remodeled amphitheater for the Music Man production. The next 2 have to do with our summer electrical load, and will be of, I think, a great deal of interest to an awful lot of people here. Many of you know that because of the wise management and the foresight of our founding fathers many, many decades ago, we steal the water out of the Cottonwood Creek for about 15 minutes or so and run it through some hydro plants there and generate some electricity. And at that Cottonwood hydro plant, it is now generating 3.6 megawatts of electricity, which is over twice as much as it was last year at this time. The power department is still using that incredible snowpack that we received last year and that has accumulated, and that it looks like in projections that they hope to be able to use that power plant to generate inexpensive electricity for us through October of this year. And so that's really going to be a great resource for us. Along those lines also, many of you know that Murray has very large gas turbines that we are able to activate and to turn on these large gas turbines at high peak rates during our summer, when most of us are running several air conditioners during our summer at high peak time. Well, in the afternoons is when we receive that high peak time, and our gas turbines right now, if we had to go to a spot market, which we do, if not hourly, nearly hourly, to buy energy off the spot market. The spot market is as high as $150 a kilowatt hour. And because of our gas turbines, we're able to turn those on and generate electricity for our city at about $45 to $50 a megawatt hour, or about 1/3 of what it would be on the spot market. So we're saving our city a significant amount of money because of the investment that were made many years ago into not only Cottonwood Hydro, but into gas turbines as well. So just wanted to bring that up and let you know that we're very, very proud and very happy for the foresight of the founding fathers and other councils that have decided to put in gas turbines and stuff like that and ensure that our city has inexpensive and appropriate power for our city. Thank you very much. That's all I have tonight.
Any questions for the mayor?
Good to see you, Mayor.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, good. Okay, with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you for coming this evening.